Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 26 and as you can see, in standard Hermitcraft fashion, it is currently chucking it down with rain and I am completely surrounded by mobs. But in today's episode, we are just down at the bottom here because look at this place! It looks awesome, doesn't it? We did a bunch of terraforming in the previous episode, but we also did a bunch of lighting up of the giant power beam and it is now looking absolutely fantastic and also just a tiny bit less deadly. Now, I say a tiny bit less deadly because the place around it still seems to be quite deadly. So I guess we're going to have to do some lighting up over there. But there's also one other thing that I just really quickly want to show you that I recently did in a Monday evening live stream that's very embarrassing indeed. It's not my finest build at all. Oh, just look at that thing. Just take a moment there. Just take a moment to take it in. Isn't that the worst looking thing you have ever seen in your life? That's meant to be a gold play button, okay? In my head, you know, I was like, I'm going to make a gold play button to celebrate hitting 1 million subscribers. I'm going to place it on top of this hill. It's going to look fantastic. And this happened. And it's not. It is not a good looking thing. But the good news is that was my first ever live stream using a face cam. And it went extremely well. You guys seem to really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it, even though I pulled some really silly faces during it. So that was a lot of fun. And you can expect to see that at some point in the near future. I'll be doing a bunch more live streams with the face cam, but hopefully we won't be building stuff that looks like this, because that's quite frankly disgusting, isn't it? Now in today's Hermitcraft episode, we are going to be doing a relatively familiar project, so I do apologise for that one. For anyone who's seen Hermitcraft Series 2 or 3, you guys are going to recognise this one. But as you guys know, we've got this mob spawner right here. It's absolutely wonderful, works perfectly, I'm sure it does, it produces mobs, but we don't actually have any way to kill them. Well, we do have a way to kill them, of course they are dying, but we don't have a way to pick up their items, which is a bit of a shame, and it seems like a bit of a waste. So in today's episode, we're going to be chucking in all of the hoppers, we're then going to do the item transportation systems, and then the sorting systems that are going to sort out all of the items. Now, we're going to need chests for gunpowder, bones, string, zombie flesh, arrows and witch drops, which is really annoying because of course that means that it's slightly off center. So maybe we'll have like 2 sets of chests for gunpowder because I do like my gunpowder, I really like my TNT, or 2 sets of chests for bones, or 2 sets of chests for arrows. I mean, I do tend to use bows quite a lot these days in Hammock. You know what? We will work out the arrangement of chests later on. I think first things first, we've got to get the redstone in place and we've got to get the hoppers in place. Welcome to a Minecraft teenager simulator. As you can see, no matter how hard I try, I can't get out of bed. I mean, this is my teenager years just completely replicated in Minecraft form. Absolutely flawless. So, by the look of things, Mr. Tango Tech has created his iron shop. This is Ironworks, and let's take a look inside. Ooh, okay. I mean, that's quite expensive. 1 diamond for 8 hoppers. Huh. I don't know if we can afford this place. 4 diamonds for 64 pistons? Haha. Okay, fine. I'm going to take a look around. I'm going to have a browse. I mean, 1 diamond for 8 hoppers. I'm going to have to work out how many hoppers we'd need for this one. But I think that will break the bank. I can't imagine we can afford this place. So I've just spent the past 20 minutes or so just scratching my head trying to work out what it is that I'm going to do, and I think I've concluded that instead of using hoppers for this area here, we're going to use minecarts. We're going to be using minecarts travelling back and forth on minecart rails, and they're going to go back and forth like that, picking up all the items, and then going to drop them off in hoppers, which are then going to travel up like this and down into the sorting system. Now, thankfully, we have just been pranked by Tinfoil Chef, this lovely golden play button right here, and inside it is a bunch of gold blocks, which of course we can use to make powered rails. So you know what, I think in today's episode of Hermitcraft, to start things off, we're going to be taking this thing down. Thank you ever so much TFC for building this, really is a lovely gesture, and you know what, it's going to help me out in today's project as well. Perfect. Okay, so let's see how many powered rails we can create right here. I'm just going to sort of swipe around like that, so that's 1 stack, okay, I don't know how well this one's going to go. Let's do that. Cool, okay, so we've got a perfect number. Let's just chuck a few of these in. And some redstone right there. Alright, so just under 4 stacks. let's hope that covers it. I mean, let's hope that covers it. Let's hope that covers the entire thing, because if not, we are genuinely going to struggle today. I guess we'll have to do like an impromptu mining session and basically gather up the resources ourselves. Okay, so one side of our powered rails is almost now in place, just chucking in the final ones, and there we go. Okay, so that is one set of powered rails going right the way across, and it looks okay. The only thing that I will mention is that this killing platform is a bit of a strange size, and it's not centered in the center of the circle, just to throw you guys off, because I know you guys are going to hate that down in the comment section. I did mention that in the video where I built this thing, but that means that these redstone power blocks here, they're central of the circle, but not of the platform. It's probably going to drive you guys mental, but that's fine by me. And finally, all of our powered rails are now in place. We've got 3 on this side and 3 on this side. We're not having the central section, simply because very few mobs fall in this area right here, so there's no point in really having it. So our minecarts are going to travel back and forth like this, and in the center here we're going to have our hoppers, and as I've just mentioned many times now, item elevator, sorting system. So that is the next project, and unfortunately that does mean that we are going to have to part ways with quite a few diamonds here, because we're going to have to head over to the iron shop. It's the only way we can possibly do it. I've only got a few stacks of iron. I don't think it's quite going to make the cut. So here goes then, 10 diamonds for 10 stacks of iron bars. And I have to say, I just remember Hermitcraft Series 3 when I used to throw away full stacks of iron blocks without even batting an eyelid. That's just what I used to do. And now look at me. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That is enough for 2 full stacks of hoppers, at least if my maths is correct, which should hopefully cover us for this entire project. If not, I'm going to have to do some serious mining, aren't I? So guys, I wish to welcome you back to my redstone testing world. I'm currently in the process of trying to come up with a design for a new item elevator, and this is what I've come up with. So if we take a look here, we chuck some items into this thing. As you can see, they sort of make their way over, and they get launched up to the top. It's like a slime block elevator for items, and as you can see, none of them are falling down. Everything seems to be working, and I think this is what we're going to do on the Hermitcraft server, because as you guys know, in Minecraft 1.9, the glass elevators were broken. Some new designs have come out, but they're a tiny bit more complicated, and I thought I'd try something just a tiny bit new. And this seems to be working perfectly. Let's take a look. We're going to move this redstone right here. We should end up with 1 stack and 1 redstone, and we do. So all of them made their way up. This design is functional. I think we're going to build this one on the Hermitcraft server. Prepare for me to die right here. I'm going to show you this on camera because this is probably going to be the death of me. I need to place a block underneath this dropper so that we can actually build this thing. Alright, so here goes. The water is in. It does seem to be flowing. That was surprisingly smooth. I've told you guys so many times, I'm actually a professional Minecrafter. Nobody ever believes me. I think that just about proves it. Sweet, okay, now we can do all the redstone underneath this thing without having to do some crazy scaffolding stuff from over there, because I didn't really fancy that. My professional Minecrafting has, however, made quite the mess on the power beam and the surrounding area. I apologise to whoever's flower farm that is, because it's just got considerably dark around there. Things are going to be deadly. Just the final finishing touches to go, and that will be this little redstone contraption completed. So we need the water right here, and then we need this block right here, and that is going to stop the items from flying off into the distance. And now we're going to make some items fly off into the distance, because as you can see, we don't actually have an elevator in place. But let's just head over to these hoppers right here and chuck in like a test item, and just make sure. I think that looks like it's working to me. We've got ourselves a little block trampoline, and that is working absolutely perfectly. So that item is going to be launched up, is then going to be carried across by some water, and basically continue along a little water source type stream type thing into the item sorter, which is then going to drop it down into the chest. That's absolutely perfect. I was not expecting that to work first time, I have to say. Sweet. So I just thought, as always, I would pop onto the second account just to make sure that everything is looking shipshape, and it sort of is. I mean, it was never going to be the prettiest thing in the world. I mean, it looks okay. I think once we add some more bulk in so that you can actually see everything that's going on, it will be better. But right now, it does look a bit strange. it looks very industrial all of a sudden. And I also feel like there's a block that's been placed in the wrong place, and that's because there is that sandstone block right there. We need to get rid of that thing, then everything should be looking better. But all in all, it's not terribly ugly, it's just not the prettiest thing in the world. Progress update time. As you can see over here, we have got our item elevator that runs into the water stream, which is then going to carry our items across like this into this little water loop right here. Now, this has not sort of been worked out just yet, but I'm just going to wing it for the next couple of seconds, because this is where all of our items are going to be going, and they're going to travel around like this, then across all of these hoppers. So we're going to need half slabs in all of these directions here, and all of these hoppers are going to be our item sorters. We're going to be using the Impulse SV design, so we just need to chuck in all of these blocks right here, and then all of the other ones on this side as well, and that will be our full water loop. Now, here's the thing. I don't actually know if this is going to be a loop of water. The chances are it will end up being like this, but that's just for symmetry's sake. So if we just chuck in this here and then maybe some water right there, that will carry the items across like that, then across and into those hoppers there. What I am thinking is that maybe we should have one up like that. Oh no, we couldn't do it like that. This could actually be a bit of a challenge. So if we have water there, those items could then run across into this one, and then if we place our water here, it will make its way. Perfect. Okay, we have managed to just about luck that one out. So if we place down a water source block there, that will carry the items across, then this will carry them across and through all of the hoppers. Alright, sweet. And now in goes the item sorter. So this is the Impulse SV design. You can see that we've got all of our comparators, our redstone, our hoppers. We have hoppers down there as well. Then we've got these blocks which are being powered by the redstone torches on the other side of those blocks. And this is like the no overflow item filter, basically the perfect one. So this is the perfect one for this design because I can imagine we probably are going to overflow items quite quickly. I plan on AFKing here quite a bit. So let me just chuck in all of these blocks, then chucking in all of this redstone here, and that should be everything pretty much completed. So this should be the entire design done. We should be done now. Okay, that's fingers crossed, everything completed. So let's chuck in this water right here, and also this water over here, and let's pray that I haven't left any holes and we just cover our redstone with water. But there we go. So the items will run from these hoppers into this item elevator, up like this, across this water stream, into this little water stream here. They'll wrap around, go through these hoppers, and make their way down into those chests down at the bottom. Well, this is it. So, that is the item sorter. This is where the bulk storage system is going to go. So I guess quickly I've got to chuck in a bunch of hoppers and a bunch of chests and see if this whole thing works. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. So I've just had to craft up a handful more hoppers, but we have now got all of the chests and all of the trap chests in place. It did use a bunch of iron, of course. It used a ton of wood, so I'm now completely out of wood. I'm almost completely out of iron. However, I would say we should just about have enough to do the other side. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that we'll have enough to do the other side. But as you can see right here, all we have to do now is all of the hoppers running into all of these chests, and that will be our storage system done. And if my maths is correct, we should only need 35 hoppers. So I had 37 at the start. Let's just see. That's 27. Yep, it's looking pretty good. So let's chuck in all these. Okay, and there we go. That's the final line of hoppers, and that is everything done for this one side. Whew. Now, I have no way to get back over to that side. I'm going to take out these blocks right here because they're not necessarily needed, and also those blocks right there, they're not needed, and I need to remind myself of that. Now, how are we actually going to navigate our way back across? I'm stranded. I'm stranded out on the redstone. Let's take a look on the second account, shall we? So, this is what the whole system looks like. As you can see right here, this is my player. He's still stranded out there. I've got no way of getting access to him. But this is the whole system, and it's pretty neat. We've done it fairly neatly. As you can see, the water streams up at the top here. It looks like quite a cool little pattern. All of the redstone here, that is the sorting system. That looks absolutely fine. All of our hoppers just carry down like a straight line, which is really nice. And then, obviously, all of our chests are all in like a uniform formation. I like it. I feel like we've done a good job today. Okay, so, of course, this is one side of our item sorter done. We actually need to wire up the other side and need to do all of the redstone for this one. Now, I'm not going to be doing this one in progress updates, simply because The progress updates were good when I was learning the process. Now that I know the process, hopefully I should be a tiny bit more fluent and be able to do it a tiny bit quicker. But we're going to be doing this one in a third-person time-lapse whilst doing a bit of a time-lapse chat, because I know that you guys love it, I love doing it as well, so let's crack on. So in today's time-lapse chat, I thought I would talk to you guys about videos. Now, that is obviously something that I feel fairly passionate about as someone that makes videos for a living. This is obviously something that I'm fairly interested in, but I thought I would talk to you guys about what sorts of videos you want to see on my channel, because I don't know if you've noticed, over the past couple of weeks, I've done a few more vloggy type things. You know, I've done a house tour, obviously I did my 1 million subscriber special, but also we've been doing the Hermitcraft episodes, and also the Minecraft videos, and also the Redstone videos. So they're all the different types of videos that I generally tend to do, and obviously over the past couple of weeks, I've done a few more vloggy type things, but they're probably not going to be sticking around too often. The main things are Minecraft and Redstone. Now what I wanted to ask you guys is, what sort of videos do you like most on my channel? Now, I'm fairly certain that about 99% of you are going to say Hermitcraft, because obviously, A, you're watching Hermitcraft right now, and B, you've pretty much reached the end of the Hermitcraft episode, which means that you clearly enjoy the Hermitcraft episodes because you're watching them all the way to the end. So you guys are going to be a little bit biased here, but outside of Hermitcraft, what sort of videos do you really enjoy? Would you like to see more videos of my personal life? Things that I'm up to, perhaps things that I'm doing, perhaps like days in the life of, or just general vloggy type things, or the making of videos? I've always wanted to do like a making of a Hermitcraft episode, but never really thought of how to do it. So maybe that's something you want to see. Let me know down in the comment section what you want to see about that. But also, would you like to see slightly different Minecraft things? I've been thinking about bringing back the Redstone Let's Build series. I've thought about bringing back Let's Build Minecraft, which is a show that showed off smaller YouTubers. I've basically been trying to rack my brain for various different ideas for different things that I can do on my channel, just to make sure that I'm mixing things up a little bit. You know, I don't want to be getting into the same old routine, doing the same old thing all the way to the end I die. I want to try my best to mix things up and basically make sure that the content on the channel is fresh. So as I say, let me know down in the comment section the sorts of videos that you personally really enjoy, either if it's outside my channel and you want to say like, look, this person does these sorts of videos, I want to see them, or if it's inside my channel, you're like, hey, you should do more of these videos, I personally really enjoy them. Let me know, it will greatly help me out, and it should hopefully lead to me making content that you guys enjoy a lot more. So we have it, ladies and gents. After a bunch of work, we have managed to build this thing. Now I have to say, I managed to do this side considerably faster than I did the other side, which is always the way. I've always mentioned that whenever I do a time-lapse, I become a more efficient Minecraft player. For the first section, obviously I had to design the thing, I had to gather up the resources, I had to basically do all that stuff and learn how to build it. But the new side that I did, I can't even remember which side it was, but the new side that I did probably took about, I'm going to say 1/5, maybe 1/8 of the time that the first side did, which is just often the way with these Minecraft projects. But as you can see right here, we now have both sides in place, and it looks like it means business. Yes, this is good. Let's just take a look from up here. This is looking pretty cool. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It never was going to be the prettiest thing in the world. But, you know what, actually? I lied a bit there, because that actually looks really, really cool. I'm super happy with how this design looks. It looks functional. It looks like a cool part of the base. It's like a new thing, obviously, that we've added in, but it's like a monument. We can definitely tell something cool is going on here, and what I personally can't wait to see is I can't wait to see all of the items going up through this slime block thing. I sincerely hope that it works, because if it doesn't work, I'm going to be greatly upset, but I can't wait to see all the items being launched up through that water stream there, and up into this ice, and then dropping down into the chest. I think it's going to work perfectly. And I feel like we've done a really good job in today's episode. I mean, we've made a bunch of progress. I've spent a bunch of time on today's episode. I know it might not potentially look like it, but, well, let's see when I started recording. My first clip was recorded at 15:38, so that's 20 to 4. It is now 20 to 8 at night. No, 20 to 9. 20 to 9 at night, so you guys can do the maths there. I can't be bothered to do it in my head, but I've been playing a decent quantity of Minecraft today, you know, and I've still got a bunch more Minecraft to play, because, as you guys know, I'm heading off to Japan over the next couple of days, and that means that I've got a bunch of Hermitcraft episodes to record. So you may have noticed that the Hermitcraft episodes have reduced from 3 episodes a week down to 2 episodes a week, and that's going to be the case for the next couple of weeks. By now it will have happened last week. This will be the second week. Next week will be the final week. Then we'll go back to the original 3. That's the plan anyway. So I just thought I'd give you that heads up. But I hope that you have enjoyed today's Hermitcraft episode. I've been really enjoying Hermitcraft recently. I'm loving having my own house and my own place to record these videos. It's absolutely perfect. So as I say, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.